everyone, and welcome to my Make 9 update. I've just realised I haven't got my lamp on, which will help a little bit with the colour of the fabrics and things. There we go. So hopefully you have seen my Make 9 plans video. If you haven't, it might be good to watch that one first to get everything in order, but this is the Make 9 update. Everybody sort of made their Make 9 plans in January, as did I, and I didn't start my vlogging journey then, but I did make my plans and they were over on Instagram. I've gone along the same route as Liz the baker who sews and some other people, and most of my Make 9 is around using some of my lovely fabrics, and today I'm going to share a bit of an update on where I've got to. On my Instagram page I have created some sort of mood board type ideas templates. I will put them in here or here, I'm not sure where, as I talk about each one so you can see sort of my thinking behind it. One of the things I'm really trying to embrace on my sewing journey this time around, it's not my first time at sewing, but this time around, is to really enjoy the process and really enjoy the planning and the thinking and the toils and all of those things, rather than just rushing to the finish line. I have a tendency to be like, I want it finished, I want it. And actually by thinking and taking my time, I'm enjoying the journey, and I'm enjoying, well, trying to enjoy the unpicking and the carefulness and not then making mistakes. It's what I'm trying to do. Still a work in progress, I'm getting there. Start with what I'm wearing. If you watch my episode 2, you'd have seen me talking about my thrifting. But what's most important today is what I've got on my skirt, which is one of my Make 9s. This was the Whipsnade Zoo 1970s second-hand fabric that I got. This is the pencil skirt I made. I would like to say I get up on the chair, but I don't think I can. I will put a picture in because I think that's enough of you seeing me twirling around like that, and I really don't want an unladylike video of me getting up on the chair. But that was this fabric here, which I'm delighted to say I've got a huge amount left. So now I'm thinking, do I want a matching jacket? And there's a full safari outfit, too much like Margot in The Good Life. If you've ever seen it or you remember it, there used to be a wonderful TV programme called The Good Life, and Margot was the neighbour. And Margot wore the most amazing 70s outfit. Now I think I've got enough to make like a little cropped jacket, but would I wear them together and would it be too much? That's the question. Let's see what happens. But I have made the skirt. I am delighted with it, and I'm pleased to say that any monkeys and other creatures hopefully haven't landed in the wrong place. So that's one of my Make 9s complete. I did make it from a very straightforward pencil skirt pattern. It is a waistband free one that just has a facing. Still jury's out on that, I have to say. Let me see if I can find the exact pattern for you. Here it is. So it's pencil skirt New Look 6053. I'll show you the packet. It's this one here. So obviously I did view A, and I don't think this exists anymore. I bought this from an Oxfam charity shop for £1.99. Another thrifting tip for you: scour the charity shops for patterns. Not all of them are vintage. Lots of them are ones from magazines. I was in the Oxfam Superstore the other day, and there was actually a Mimi G, one of the new patterns in there. So definitely watch out. Some charity shops have none. Some often have a basket. Some go through phases, but yes, I got that for £1.99. It's one of those easy 2-hour sews. So it's waistband free, got a facing with a hidden zip. I think I did it right. Yes, it's got darts at the front and darts at the back, and a hidden zip down the side, and then a split at the side as well. I practiced the hidden zip on something else first. I watched several YouTube videos, and I'm pleased to say it is pretty good. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. It's not fully hidden, but it's something I'm proud of. It is a straightforward pattern. I wouldn't say I love the instruction around how to get the facing and the hidden zip working, but there's some brilliant videos out there on YouTube to watch. Apart from that, it was pretty good. I'm happy with how it turned out, but I don't know if a waistband free pencil skirt is the right look for me, I would say. I did make a toil first, you'll be pleased to know. It's still on my mannequin downstairs, and it definitely helped. It definitely helped because I practiced the hidden zip in that. I thought about the depth of the split that I needed, and I really thought it's pretty generous on the ease, and a pencil skirt looks weird. It's meant to hang like below your belly button anyway because it's waistband free, but I actually ended up doing really quite big darts at the back to shape it well to my body, and had to take a big chunk in on the side. So doing the toil really helped me to do that and get it right as well. So that's my first Make 9 update. The next one is the Freya top from Matilda and the Buttons. I had the lilac fabric, and it is now a Freya top. Now I've got a special story about this one. I watched several videos on making these, and I followed the advice of having the seam at the back, and I like that because I know which is the front and the back by doing this. I didn't want to put a lovely one of those sewing labels in, which I'm putting in some things. This helps me to know that it's the back. I did put the special tape in on the shoulders to prevent it sagging. But I made this using my serger. I'm delighted with it. I will put a picture in. You can also see it over on my Instagram with a me made skirt as well. I made this in one day at the weekend. I'd done the tracing and the pattern cutting while we were watching TV one evening, and then one Saturday got up, cut it out, off to my serger I went, did it, popped it on, went downstairs, and my partner and my 14-year-old stepdaughter were there, and I think I had the best compliment I've ever had from her, which is, you can't tell that you made it. In other words, it looks like it's shop bought. I think sometimes some of the things I make, I'm happy that they look like I made them because they reflect me, but I can see what she means. It's that kind of handmade, homemade, craftsy thing. This was quite a compliment. I sent a picture to my mum, and even my dad, who doesn't normally comment, said that he was impressed with it as well, so that was great. It fits beautifully. I like the fact that there's a bit of a curve on the side. I had to shorten the sleeve because I've got quite short arms. I'm only 5'2", but I just did on this sleeve. No, where did I do it? On the hem, I did the twin needle, which I loved. When I went to do it on the sleeve, I couldn't get my twin needle to work properly. Since then I've had a bit of a play and bought a new one, and it's fine, but on the sleeve I ended up doing a zigzag stitch because I didn't want to ruin it after all the compliments I'd received. But all the rest of it is serged, and I'm very happy, so happy that the following day I then made a jade green one. I had this fabric too, surprisingly. I've got it inside out so you can see all the bits on there. So again, I put the seam at the back and made a lovely sort of petrol blue one too. I love these basics to wear under dresses and everything because there's a nice bit of colour but also that warmth, and you can see this time, because I've got a new twin needle, it worked beautifully. Oh, there is something so satisfying about a twin needle, isn't there? I could talk for hours about how much I like the look of a twin needle. So yeah, all the way around the hem as well, that twin needle. So there we go. 2, my Make 9, plus it birthed an extra one. So there we go on that. Now in my episode 2 video, I talked about the fact that I'd made my toil, here it is, for the Patina blouse. Now that was a toil so that I could make one of my Make 9s, which was a bit of a cheat. It was these 2 fabrics, But the reason I've got the two together is they're both the same pattern, just on different colour, and I wanted to use them together. Sadly, the shop I bought it from doesn't exist anymore. It was in my local town. But if you do want to get hold of this fabric, it's from Andover Fabrics and it's a menagerie. I did find it online. It's like a cross stitch. It's little crosses all over, and there's like bees and bugs on it. I've never seen a fabric like it. So, things I learned from the toil. I don't think on a quilting fabric I need fusing in here or on here. And I did the burrito method for the yoke. Love it. Bit obsessed with that now. And you've got the inner one. So I really wanted to think about how I used the blue and the green to combine together. And obviously what buttons I would use. And I'm pleased to say I have completed it. If you want to see more pictures, go over to my Instagram, Sequin Girly. They are on there. I will pop a picture up here wherever it goes. But here it is. No interfacing used. I didn't feel I needed it. I have used the higher bust line on the V because I was worried about the lower one, and even this higher one, it's just on the cusp of being a bit revealing. Luckily with my job these days I don't have to worry about that, but when I used to work in schools, wouldn't have wanted to lean forward. So here it is. I went for the blue on the collar. I actually self-created this blue cuff on the sleeve. It's not in the pattern, but I put the blue cuff on the sleeve. I'll hold it closer so you can see. I've got blue, lovely blue buttons. I did one button really high up there, which you can almost not see with the collar, but to create as much modesty as I could there. I went for the blue for the inner yoke and the blue for all of the placket because I felt that worked. Now on this occasion I did and ah, but I decided not to do the blue for the top yoke. I went for the full green. I am absolutely over the moon with how it worked out. I have sloped the darts up slightly because otherwise they're a bit low for me, and I think that reflects with where this is as well. I must have a short distance here maybe, so I sloped the dart up a little bit. I could move it up a bit for the future maybe, that might be a thought to have, but I'm absolutely over the moon. I do have a little bit of trimming of threads, which always seems to happen. I did a rolled hem because I didn't want to add any extra bulk when I'm tucking in, and I won't wear it untucked. I don't suit untucked, so it won't ever really be seen, so I wanted to keep the bulk down. It has got the little gather at the sleeves at the top, but I'm really pleased with how this just creates that little bit of extra poof when you wear it, and that little extra pop of blue at the end. So I am very, very happy with how my first official patina blouse came out, but that's because I did a toil. But it doesn't end there. After I made this, I started thinking about one of my other Make 9 fabrics, which is the bug one, this one here. So this was one of my Make 9s, and I bought this from the same local sewing shop that sadly closed down, and I bought this. Now this isn't one of my Make 9s, but I kept thinking about how I liked this together. And then I kept thinking about these dresses that I'd had from Collective. Now Collective is a brand who make and sell vintage looking clothes but make them new. They're brand new manufacture, and they do these pencil dresses, and I've owned some before which I don't fit in anymore but loved, and I've really tried to avoid keeping things that I don't fit in because it just makes me sad and it just clogs up, and it's just got to move on. So I've sold those, and with some of the things I've sold, I've used the money to buy a replacement in the size that fits my body. With those pencil dresses, I didn't. But then I had a moment. The patina blouse and a pencil skirt together could make an amazing pencil dress. Now the pencil skirt I had was good because it didn't have a waistband that I made for this one, but could I do it? Could I add a placket down the front? Could I do buttonholes all down the front? And also I'd need to line the darts on the skirt and put darts in the blouse so it was more fitted, particularly at the back, so it wasn't billowy. I had trouble falling asleep a couple of nights thinking about this. I was too excited. And then I cut it out and realised I didn't have enough to do the sleeve. So I cut the skirt out of the bug, the patina blouse out of the bug, but the collar out of this and the back yoke out of this, and I still didn't quite have enough for even a short sleeve out of the bug fabric, and I cut it pretty close with the skirt and I was nervous. So I looked online, and if you look at my episode 2 video, I talk about the fact that I found Lady So-and-so, which is a local company to me. They have a warehouse in Henley and a shop in Marlow, and if you order something you can collect it from the shop, or you can ask them to bring something from the warehouse to the shop to look at it. So I found some of the bug fabric. It's by Andover Fabrics, and then I got a call. They didn't have any. But amazing customer service. They had something else in the same range that was almost similar. So they sent it over to the shop so I could have a look. Now, much respect to the quality of the customer service, because they found a piece of the butterfly and dragonfly fabric, which is exactly the same colours as the bug. And when you hold it near each other, you could almost not realise that they're not the same. So I took the risk. This one doesn't have the dots on like this one, but you don't notice. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. So I cut the sleeves out of the bug. I then cut the pockets out of this. And then I sat for a week and I didn't do anything, because I knew the sewing together was going to be really concentrate, and thinking about the darts and working out how to join the skirt to the blouse, and then all of those buttonholes and buttons. But I did it. Here it is. I am so happy with it. I wore it to work the following day, having finished it. This is a major of my Make 9. So you can see there's the patina blouse. I made the collar slightly smaller because I felt that it would have been too overwhelming in the full width. So I just cut a bit off. So I did the inside yoke in the bug. I did the sleeves in the dragonfly, which you can barely notice, which I'm delighted about. The back yoke in this fabric, which I think is great because it breaks it up a bit. I did a little Rosy Cheeks label inside, and it says creativity never goes out of style. And I saw her labels on Sew for Serenity, who bought some at the Stitch Festival. So I went online and got some, and then I put the skirt on and I did it. I designed my own placket down the front and did buttons and buttonholes all the way down. And yes, look, there's even pockets in this, just little pockets there. And I did a little point on the pockets. And yep, I did darts in the blouse and in the skirt that almost match up. Don't look too closely. And at the front, I did darts in. Did I do darts in the skirt at the front? No. Oh yes, I did. Darts in the skirt and the blouse that almost match up, but because of the black fabric and the style, you can't tell. How many buttons did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 buttons. I didn't do buttons to the last bit. I did a hem. Every button lined up. I actually used like this temporary glue to stick the buttons on that I got in some kits. I've had to put a popper on, but it's not holding properly because I I don't know what happened this time. This was my third patina blouse, but this bit here just doesn't quite meet like the others, but it's fine. And I normally wear it with the skirt anyway, but I did pop a little popper on there. But I couldn't be happier with my first ever self-drafted, using the patina blouse and a pencil skirt I've made, full dress. I will pop a picture, but you can also see it on my Instagram, and I did it. It took a lot of thought. I love the thought. I love the fact that this was my third time sewing this blouse, my third time sewing the skirt, and using my Make 9 fabric. So that's, I've used the pink, the blue and green Make 9, I've used the bug Make 9, and I've used the Freya top for the lilac Make 9. The other Make 9 is not here. I have almost finished the waistcoat that's one of my Make 9s from a 1982 pattern as well. So I have actually done 4 of the 9. I am building up to my 5th one. It's a bit scary, but I am building up to it. I have done some other sewing in between. You'll see those in my other videos, but I am ready, I think, to sew a summer dress. But I have to say I am enjoying sewing the same pattern and refining and tweaking it each time. It's becoming a really pleasurable thing to do, and some of the Make 9s will come together quite quickly when I've done my toils and done it in fabric that I'm not so bothered about if I mess up a little bit. But I'm pleased with my progress. I said we were a third of the way through the year. I'm a third of the way through my Make 9. So hopefully you enjoyed that Make 9 update, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you did. Love it if you left any comments and thoughts below. Please be kind. If you want to see more sort of visuals, pop along to my Instagram account, Sequin Girly, where you can see thrifted outfits I wear. If you follow my stories, you'll see sewing progress videos as well. And I'd love it if you carried along on my journey with me. Have a great week.